Hi guys, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and I am here with another Fantastic Ladies collab. This time it's for the Throwback 30, and this was created by Jessica. The whole premise about this project was the fact that there are so many panning projects out there. We can't possibly do them all. So Jessica took 30 of the most popular projects and threw them into one. So for each one, we had to choose. Well, there's 30 projects, and some of them had multiple prompts within them, and you had to choose one. So let me get into it. I'll explain to you the things that I chose, my goals, and where I'm at now. So the first product I had was the Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick in the shade Baked. And for this, my goal was to use it 30 times. So far, I've used it 5. So let me put a little swatch of it on my hand so you can see. And it just blends out beautifully. I wear it like all the time. I'm wondering if my numbers are wrong. 5? I feel like I've used it more. So anyway, 5 times. The next product I have is for 50 Shades of Panning, and that was something, you had to choose something sex themed. So I chose 50 Shades of Gray, and for that I chose this shade that was depotted from an Addiction palette, and here is the color, and this stayed the same. I didn't use it at all. Sorry. The next prompt I had was for 50 Shades of Pink, and for that I chose this really pretty pink blush. And this was a unique blush that was depotted. I don't have the name of it, but here is a swatch. It's super pretty. So that is also in my project. I'm trying to wipe swatches off as I give them to you. The next project was 7 Deadly Pans, and for that you had to choose a product that went with one of the 7 deadly sins, and for that I chose Pride. And for that I'm like, okay, I really want my under eyes to look good, and for that I chose this eye cream. It's the L'Oreal eye cream. My goal is to finish it, and I have not even started using it, so it's just going off to the side. The next product I had was for the Around the World project, and the prompt was USA, red, white, and blue, and for that I chose the Unique Shadow in the shade Cynical, and my goal is to hit pan. It's a really pretty dark blue color, and I've used it, but I haven't made any difference in weight. My goal is to hit pan again, and I have no movement. The next product I have is for the Project Beauty A to Z, and for that I chose the letter A, and it was my Unique Single Shadow in the shade Astute. It's a really pretty, I say tan, but like you can hardly see it. But I think it's going to be a really nice transition shade. I just haven't had to use it yet, and it made no weight difference. Next up, I have my Birthstone Beauty was the next project, and for that I chose the shade Emerald, or the prompt Emerald, and for that I chose the Unique Liner in the shade Prosperous. My goal is to use it 30 times, and so far I've used it 0. So it's made, no, I lied. I used it once, but it's that really pretty green color. So there you go. Hang on, let me add to that. All right. So I have my little counter thing next to me so I don't forget like what I'm using. Okay, so next the project is Budget Beauty, and it was a budget friendly / drugstore product, and for that I chose the L'Oreal Pure Clay Mask, and my goal for this was to use it up, and it started off at 239.03 to 227.94 grams. So I've used it. I will finish it by the time this project is over, but right now it's still in there. The next project was called Cupid's Bow, and for that you had to choose a product that reminded you of Valentine's Day. So I was like, okay, weddings remind me of Valentine's Day because they're beautiful and lovey, and so for that I chose this. I said, okay, wedding veil. For that I chose the Hourglass veil. This was a mini. My goal was to finish it, and I did. So it's rolling out. The next product or project was Drop 10 Before Summer, and it was supposed to be a summer themed product. And for that, I chose this bronzer. Well, I think originally it was supposed to be a highlight. It's the Betty Lou product from the Balm, and it was in a highlighting palette, but for me, I would use it as a bronzer. So there it is. I've used it. The goal is to use it 30 times, and so far I have used it once. Not great, but at least I used it. So it went from 7 grams to 6.97. The next project was Fall For You. It's products that you love. And for that, I chose the Too Faced Naturally Radiant Concealer, the Born This Way. Supposed to use it 30 times. And let me see if I even have this here. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I've used it twice because I used it today. So I'm supposed to use it 30 times. It went from 24.5 to 24.46. So it went down a little bit. I used it twice. Next project is Food for Thought. It's supposed to have food names, smell like food, or in food packaging. And for that, I chose the Sweet Peach Glow palette. This is the face palette. I'm supposed to use it 30 times. And I've already used it. This is really bad. I should have all this ready. Twice. And it went from 122.02 to 121.98. So you can tell I've already worn off some of the patterns in some of the places. And this was brand new when I rolled it in. So I'm totally excited that I've used it. I love it. Yay. The next project is for Harry Potter, and for that I chose the Prompt Bludger, which is a black product, and I chose the Mary Kay Brilliant Black Single Shadow. My goal is to hit pan, and I've not used this at all, but I will swatch it. Ooh, it's kind of a sucky. Hang on. Oh, it's really patchy. I might end up decluttering that because it's like, look at it on my finger. It's not even like, ew, gross. Okay, well, I might end up decluttering that, so that's good. Next is In the Panning Zone, a product that is all alone in your collection, and for that I chose the Tarte Fake Awake liner, and this is like a liner, like a nude liner that I put in my waterline. I love it. And here is what it looks like. Right, hang on, can you see that? It's right there. And it's a really nice nude color that I put in my waterline underneath to make my eyes look more awake. And that went from 3 centimeters to 2.8. And my goal is to use it up. So I don't have a doubt that I will. So there you go. Next project is for lip service, and it's a lip product. And for that, I chose the Unique Lip Balm. And you'll see that I went, here are my markings. My goal is to use it up. And I went from 2.2 to 1.7 centimeters. So I have no doubt that I'll use that up as well. Next project was for Mean Girls quotes. And the prompt was something you bought because of someone else. And that is my Misha BB cream. And I've not used this once. My goal is to use it 30 times. Movie Madness is linked to any movie. So I chose the movie Shawshank Redemption. And I chose gray because of the handcuffs. And this is a shadow that I chose to hit pan in. And it went from 3.82 to 3.80, and here is a swatch of that one. Oh, that's kind of a crappy swatch too, but you know what? I forgot that this is just, it would be like a really pretty topper, so it's right there. And there's the swatch of my finger. Okay. Nightmare Before Christmas was the next project, and it's a Christmas or Halloween themed, and I chose the black package. And for that, I chose the Revlon Rum Raisin lipstick. My goal is to use half, and I've not even touched this, so boo. And hopefully I'll use it next time. Next is Once Upon a Pan, and for that I chose the prompt from Rumpelstiltskin or Mr. Gold, and that was the dark one, something dark brown or gold. So for that I chose this other unique depotted shadow, and my goal is to hit pan, and I've not used it at all, but here is the swatch, and there is the finger swatch. So it's another dark brown, but this project is going on longer than some of my others, so I don't mind. The Panning Games was the next project prompt, and for that you had to choose a product from a box. So I took all my lip products and threw them in, and I chose the shade, or the ColourPop Luxe lipstick in the shade Still Crazy. The goal is to use half. Here is the color. Let me do a swatch. There's the swatch right there. It's a super pretty pinky color. And I've used it a couple times, but it really didn't make that much of a dent. It went from 3.2 to 3.0 centimeters. So at least I had a little bit of movement, but not a ton. Something is better than nothing. Next product is from the project Panning Solitaire, and for that project you had to start off trying to pan a single and then a duo and then a trio, and so I started off with a single, and that is this shade. It was a mineral pigment from Unique, and I pressed it into a pan, and it is the shade Enamored, and that is where I'm at. Let me do a swatch of it for you. It has no movement, but here it is. Another brown, olivey brown. You can hardly see it, but there it is. Next project is Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. And the prompt for that was a Christmas song. And for that I chose Blue Christmas. And I chose this really pretty blue shadow from ColourPop. It was depotted from the Wet palette. And this is in the shade Mood. My goal is to hit pan. And I went from 2.83 to 2.82. And here is the swatch. Look at how pretty. But if you know me and blue shadows, and they don't get along because I just shy away from them. So, and I'm having a really hard time this year using like the single shadows that I've been putting into projects. So I have to get really much better at it, but we'll see. Like, I'm trying to get there. The next project was Say Good Day to Project Panning, and it's a product you could use every day and never get sick of. So for that I chose the Laneige Vanilla Lip Mask. This is a Laneige sleeping mask in the flavor vanilla, and it went from 61.96 to 61.24. And you really can't see much because it's very difficult, but I've made a dent. 61.96 to 61.24. So it's gone down and I'm using it. The next project was the Significant Other Project Pan, and it was a product that was picked by a significant other, and because I didn't have one of those at the time, I chose my dog to pick it, and I put the e.l.f. putty primer, and then I chose the Milk Blur Stick, and I put them up both on the ground, and she picked the blur sticks. So it went from 18.39 to 18.19 grams. So I'm using it. It's going down, and yay! The next project was for Skin Is In, and that was a skincare product, and I chose this Aveeno lotion, and I finished it. Yay, it's done, it's gone, it's gone. Woo woo! Next is the Four Seasons Project Pan, and I chose the prompt of summer themed, and for that I chose the CeraVe Mineral Sunscreen. I didn't even use this. It's supposed to, right? I didn't use it. It's gonna say no. Where's CeraVe? Yep, nothing. Stayed the same, didn't use it. We'll see, we'll see. Excuse me, Rosie. She's biting her feet so hard, it sounds disgusting. Hey, stop. Okay. Next up was for the project Turn and Burn, and for that you were supposed to choose samples, and so I chose all my paper perfume samples, and I wanted to finish them, and I started off with 26 and I'm down to 17, so I would say that I did pretty good with that, so I'm not mad at it. Next project was for the Unicorn Project Pan, and it was supposed to be a one-of-a-kind or magical iridescent duo or multi-chrome glittery, or just something that you didn't have. I chose this Jady Glow shadow in the shade Fairy Acid. It is so hard to show you what it really looks like, but here it is on my arm. It's like a greenish silver gorgeousness shade. But my goal is to use it 20 times, and I didn't use it once. Winnie the Pan, the next project was Winnie the Pan, and I chose the prompt of owl, and owls can have gray in them, so I chose this shadow. My goal is to hit pan, and I didn't even make any movement. I have so many gray shadows. There it is there. Here it is on my finger. It's pretty. It just didn't do much. And then the last project was for Wizard of Panning. The Munchkins, something that you use to protect your skin. And for that, I chose this anti-redness serum. And I feel like it really helps with my redness. I've not seen as much. So my goal is to finish it. And it went from 75.18 to 62.52 grams. So I'm super excited about this update. Hopefully I'll have some things rolling out next time, or at least have like some movement and some other things. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like me, please consider subscribing. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.